Welcome to Key's home away from home. This is his bunk. Of course it has the little windows. His bed. No, yeah, the blanket I made him. He's a Packers fan. Oh, nothing saying for taste. This is his little, I don't know, where his clothes are and his TV and holds that. And, oh yeah, pictures of his wife. And of course, the little cupboards overhead.
Hello.
Hi, Key.
Hello.
So, tell us, what do you like most about trucking?
I don't know. I enjoy the job. I like the road, riding the roads, listening to music. A lot of guys you hear griping about the stress and all the crap that goes on, but I don't. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I enjoy my job. I like the fact that it keeps me moving. The week goes by quick. It's not one of those jobs that you stand and do the same thing over and over and over again. Something different every day, and that's what I like. You never know one day to the next what you're going to get.
What do you like least about trucking?
Takes me away from my family. I really hate, probably worse than anything, I really hate being away from my wife and kids.
How does it feel when you're out on the road for long periods of time without your family?
I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I'm the proverbial, I guess, I don't know how to put it nicely. A lot of guys have names for people like me. I love my wife, and my world revolves around her. And when I'm away from her for a long time, it bothers me as much as it bothers her. I don't like being away from the family. That's probably the thing that bothers me the worst about being out.
How does it feel when you get to come home?
Feels good. I know when I get within 100 miles of the house, probably a good thing my truck's governed at 65, because the closer I get, the faster I want to get there. And I just want to get home. You know, after being out for a week and away from her and only talking to her on the phone, I'm in a hurry to get home.
What do you admire the most about moi?
What I admire the most about my wife, my best friend, my soulmate, she's amazing. Even though her husband does a job that she really doesn't like, she puts her own feelings aside, and she does things like, she spent 3 days this week while I was out on the road. She spent 3 days looking around on the internet, pulling up tags and little pictures and stuff, and then she's written a couple poems to the truck, and poems from the truck to the wife, and little cute things, and she's found some other stuff, and she put it up in a collage over my computer desk in our room. She goes out of her way to support me and to make me and to let me know that I'm loved, and to make me realize that even though she doesn't particularly care for my career, that because it's what I picked, that she supports me and stands behind me, and that's just fantastic.
What are the biggest challenges that you think I face while you're on the road?
Probably the fact that the weight of the entire house comes down on her shoulders. The kids, the car, the house, the animals, keeping the house clean, laundry, kids, no help with the kids. You know, two girls, they like to fight and argue, and they push their mom a little harder than they push me, and it all kind of settles right down into her lap. And if something out of the ordinary happens, you know, she's got to take care of that too. And as much as I've got a full-time job on the road, I think she's got more of a full-time job at home, because she's playing both sides. She's playing husband and wife. She's got all the responsibility of both of us on her.
If anything, what do you think I don't understand about your life?
I don't know that there's anything that she doesn't understand. When I first started, there was a lot she didn't know, but over time riding with me and researching, and anything she can't find out by being in the truck or asking me, she'll go home, she'll research it online. She probably knows the Federal Motor Carrier regulations better than I do. She's probably read them more word for word. I know what I got to do, but she could probably quote them to you better than I could. So I don't know that there's a whole lot about my job that she doesn't understand. She understands shipping or delivering. She understands picking up. She's helped me tarp and bungee and strap and chain. The only part she has never dealt with was driving the truck, but she doesn't like to drive a car, so I doubt she'd ever get something this big.
Hey, you don't need to tell all our family secrets. How do you think you can be supportive when something happens at the house when you're on the road?
Communication, supportive by, you know, best I can do is phone, but what I can do is I can listen, try to be constructive with my input, try not to scream and yell when something she tells me makes me mad. Just take it with a grain of salt and try to try to back her up with whatever she does, and tell her, try to, you know, if she asks a question, explain it to the best of my abilities that might help her there without me being there.
How important is communication and contact with your family while you're on the road?
I don't know, I guess you could ask some of the guys, truck drivers out there that have lost a marriage, got divorced. Communication is huge. There's no excuse for being out 2 or 3 days and not contacting your family. Everybody out there on the road's got a cell phone, and it's 100% mandatory. I mean, you can't keep a relationship and a marriage going without communication with every means possible. I mean, there's times that when I'm going down the road, I'll put my Bluetooth in and we'll talk for an hour or two, and then there's other times we just call and check in and tell each other we love each other. So
what do you think that we as a family can do better, well, to be supportive and understanding of what you do for a living while you're gone?
I think the best thing a family can do for a truck driver is you know, to understand that the truck driver, not all truck drivers like to be away, and that it's a job, you know, albeit it's a job that, you know, like I myself chose, so it kind of gets, you know, you got to take that with a grain of salt. But support just in the fact that you don't every time you talk to your truck driver, or the wife talks to the husband, you know, she's not on him about I wish you were home or wish you were home. Because believe it or not, in my case anyway, every time my wife tells me that she wishes I was home, I'm wanting to be home that bad also.
What do you think the biggest mistake drivers make in their home life?
They let their job and the truck take over their lives. They get behind the wheel of the truck and they just forget about all their responsibilities, all their commitments, everything back at home. They want to roll down the road and whine when the wife does call them about how busy they are. And there's no excuse why, when you're on a 5 or 6, 7 hour drive, you know, sometimes you drive 7, 8 hours and not stop. There's no excuse why you can't, you know, everybody's got a Bluetooth that drives a truck. And there's no excuse why you can't put it in your ear and while you're driving, if you're in, you know, clear traffic out on the freeway where it's not bad, call and check in, call and talk. If nothing else, just to let, you know, to listen to her, because as much, you know, just because you as a driver is content sitting behind the wheel alone listening to music, wives don't always see it that way, and they get lonely, and they need to hear your voice, and they need communication with you. And if you don't give it to them, that's the best way in the world to throw a marriage down the tubes.
Outside of marriage, what about parenting? What do you think could...
I learned from personal experience that being gone all week and then coming in the weekend, and I'd listen to my wife tell me about the problem with the kids and this and that. I'd hold on to that all week, and when I walked in the door, because it's still bothering me, I'd start in the kids about something that got taken care of 2 days ago. And one of the things I've learned is to listen, to maybe possibly, you know, tell my wife to help her out with ideas and suggestions, but what's done is done. And when I come off the road, start fresh from that moment on, you know. Let them know I'm glad that I'm home, let them know that I love them, and don't jump on them for stuff that mom handled 2 or 3 days ago. Anything else?
I don't know. Can you think of anything that would benefit, maybe relationship-wise or parenting-wise? Or
relationship-wise, I can say the number one thing, point blank, communication. You got to let your wife or significant other know you're thinking about them, and you got to stay in touch.